Welcome back to day 29 of the 100 horror films in 31 days. I got in two films today. First up was Rob Zombie's sequel, Halloween 2. Uh, I don't really want to spend too much time on this because if you watch my last video, you're going to know pretty much what I think. This is just another, to me, it's just another very shrill, unlikable film. At least you don't have to deal with the unpleasant backstory. I mean, this is a much more brutal film, much more focused on the kills, and from that standpoint, it's watchable, but it's still unpleasant, particularly how they treat Dr. Loomis, who is, he was unlikable in the last film. He's just a damn bastard in this. I mean, why would you do that to one of the most iconic characters in the series? I mean, I don't get that. Laurie Strode. I mean, she's turned into this uh, unpleasant, cussing nightmare of a person. I don't know. I mean, it's real hard to find anybody that you care about in these two films. I mean, I will say this. I mean, from the first film, I should have mentioned Danny Trejo was excellent, and I liked his character. It was sad to see him die in the first film, but other than that, man, I'm having a hard time finding anybody to like or care about in these two films. And what's this? I mean, the White Horse. This is just a mess. It really is a mess. I give it a 3 out of 10. I hated it. The more I watch them, and I've seen it multiple times with the commentaries, and I hate it more and more. So I just need to stop watching it and do myself a favor. All right, let's get on to something decent. Next up is the surprise of the month. This is the surprise watch of the horror challenge. And how I got here was interesting because again, I think I've talked about the DVD Talk challenge, which includes not just watching 100 films, but trying to complete a checklist and watch the subset pick of the day, that type of thing. And so I got to one of the little checklist items, and I was trying to find one of the films to watch. It was watch a film that you'd never seen before that had certain criteria in it, and I just randomly picked Killer Condom, 1996. This is one that I would have never picked out. It just fate intervened and had me watch this, and I really enjoyed the hell out of this. It sounds ridiculous, and I had low expectations. I figured, okay, it's a trauma film, a lot of toilet humor, it's going to get old quick, that kind of thing, which for me, the trauma stuff, a little bit goes a long way. But it was nothing like that. Nothing like that. This is a fantastic film. I highly recommend it. Killer Condom, 1996. I think it's a German production. The director and the star, it's in German. The director of this thing. Let me pull this up here just a second. The director is Martin Walls, I think. And he's done a couple movies, not a lot, but I wish he'd do more. But the star of this thing is a guy named Udo Samel. Udo Samel. And he plays a New York cop that's investigating a series of murders, which turns out to be a freaking killer condom. I know it sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. But it's played straight. This is a great example of what I'm trying to talk about with situational comedy. This is situational comedy that lets the circumstances play themselves out if you find that comedic or not, and everybody's playing it straight. You're just playing it for the situation, and letting the characters react to the situation, and that's your comedy, which is. And again, I still say that Halloween Kills is geared as a dark comedy, and everything about it, all the little nuances that we gripe about in that film. I'm just convinced Danny McBride and them did it as a situational comedy, and people are just missing it. They're not seeing the humor, the dark humor, or the situational humor, which is the case with regard to, say, Big John, Little John, that whole business. Those two characters, I think, it's situational in that, and it's comedic elements, and it's also enhanced by Big John picking up a little knife and things like that. Anyway, this is not about Halloween Kills. It's about Killer Condom. Killer Condom is similar in that it's situational and it's comedy, and everybody plays it straight. But this cop, this cop turns out to be he's gay. He's a gay cop in New York City, and this condom is really is attacking almost everyone. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or what's your orientation. It's attacking everybody in some form or fashion, and chopping off people's penises left and right. And it looks like a big piranha-like parasite. It's hilarious. But I love. It's more than that, though. This is a character study of this cop as well. Udo was fantastic in this. It's as much a character study, and it's a great example of how deceptive a storyline and a title can be when you have good characters, good acting, and smart dialogue. You can take a film called Killer Condom, in my opinion, and make it something really special. And that's what's happened here. Great acting. I mean, Udo was fantastic in this. I'd like to see him in other stuff. Udo Kimmel. And it really is him trying to come to terms not just with these murders, but with his own issues. He's an Italian. He's of Italian descent from a small village in Italy, and now he's stuck in the middle of the concrete jungle, trying to make it work in New York City, as well as trying to make a life as a gay person work, and that complexities. So I really enjoyed the hell out of this. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect, obviously, but it's a little slow, say, in the second act. I mean, once you've got the initial setup, it's kind of stretching for a place to go, but it finds it. It finds it with the character arc of the cop Udo. So I really highly recommend Killer Condom. I just can't. It's hard to even say it, but yeah, it gets a big time thumbs up in my opinion. I'd love to hear what other people think about it if they've seen it. So yeah, that's a short 2 movies for the 29th, and I'll be back with the remaining 2 days. Appreciate you watching.